Friends, greetings, friends. Today I am going to discuss with you after a long gap. I think for last 2 months I have not posted any video. I was busy in something else. I didn't find time to post any video or have any discussion with you all. But I don't want to disappoint you much. And today I am going to discuss about my second book that came out in the year 2019. Actually, I wanted to do some kind of event to promote the book the book, number one, and number two, what it contains, what it talks about. The title of the book is Divorce Negatives. Divorce negatives. When I was doing some of the book fairs, or when I was attending some of the book fairs on invitation, most of the people, they thought that it is talking about divorce, because the first word of the title is divorce negatives, and most of the people, they thought that it talks about divorce, it talks about marriage and all those things. Divorce negatives, the meaning says that whatever negatives we have in our life, we can divorce them. And how we can divorce them, what kind of philosophies, what kind of systems, what kind of arrangements we can have in our lives, so far as our individual life is concerned, so far as our family life is concerned, so far as our community life is concerned. So it talks about divorcing negatives, and obviously, because it talks about, or the first word of the title is divorce, definitely I have put some element about marriage and divorce also. Friends, I don't want to take too much of time, but before I proceed further, I will just like to request each one of you not only to like and share whatever videos I have been uploading, but I will also request you all to subscribe to my channel, so that whatever I discuss, it passes on to the maximum people. The book Divorce Negatives, it was published in 2019, as I just told you now. It is my second book. The first book was published in 2012. The title of the first book was also Divorce to Divorce, but definitely the first book was talking about marriage and divorce, because somehow I have a feeling that marriage is a kind of institution that teaches you everything positive, everything negative about life, how to take our lives, how to deal with our lives, how to deal with the issues that we faced on daily basis. And the first book is available internationally through amazon.com, barnesandnoble.com, and I think one more website is there. They are doing, or they are promoting it online. Offline also it is available in some of the markets, some of the bookstores in USA and UK. Anyone in the international market can have access to the first book. The second book, I had plans to promote the second book for the Indian market. Not only for the Indian market, it is available for the international market also, but because some of the inputs I have taken for the Indian perspective, and that is why the second book, or my second book, Divorce Negatives, had an Indian color or Indian intent behind it. But it is the things, the content that I have discussed in Divorce Negatives, they are applicable to anyone in the world. The kind of issues that we have discussed, or rather I have discussed in Divorce Negatives, it talks about anything and everything in life that we face on daily basis, that we face individually, that we face on family basis, that we face on community basis, or that we face on country basis, national basis also. We are seeing the kind of life that we are having for last 1 year or more than 1 year, almost 14 to 15 months, 16 months. We are all going through a kind of torrid time. Torrid time means we are having COVID-19, we are having Corona. Each one is disturbed like anything. Each one is, perturbed, disturbed, distracted, or depressed like anything. We are not able to lead our normal lives, or we are not able to lead our lives on normal basis. Everything is affected. Business, family, relationships, everything are affected or is affected. And when I talk about my second book, Divorce Negatives, it deals with each and every aspect of our human life. There are small tips for life, there are small tips for living, how we can tackle COVID-19 also, or Corona also, not on medicinal basis, but on relationship basis, on the basis of leading our lives while facing depression, tension, pressure, disbalance or imbalance, mental, psychological, physical imbalance, everything. Easy solutions for day-to-day issues are also there. How we can learn to live and tackle small issues of our daily lives through the book. Learning financial literacy and management to earn and save handsomely. There are ideas to be happy and to be at ease with self and others, whether they are living or non-living things. It has been reviewed by the Times of India guest editor as GITA of modern times. In a way, if I tell you shortly, or in a way, if I share with you all that what it talks about, or what this book, my second book, Divorce Negatives, talks about, is that you can, or anyone can, declutter. Declutter means get purified, get filtered socially, financially, physically, psychologically, spiritually, or mentally, everything from all perspectives. There are certain things that I will be telling you all, what are some of the excerpts or some of the highlights or some of the points that I have discussed in the book. That also I will tell you some of the very important lines that I have mentioned in the book, or I have discussed in the book. That also I will tell you. But before I go on to discuss all those things, let me tell you one thing, friends. Earlier, through my YouTube channel, on different dates, I have posted videos, different videos on COVID-19 or Corona. The dates are 12th of July, 30th of August, and 25th of October. If you go through them, you will also come to know what is Corona or COVID-19 all about, how we can tackle them, how our governments have tackled so far, how our communities have tackled so far, how our international organizations have helped us, each one of us, in tackling COVID-19 or Corona so far. Are we successful so far, or have they served us purposefully, our governments, our communities, our international organizations? You will come to know after examining my discussion, or after going through my discussion on 12th of July, 30th of August, and 25th of October, you will all come to know whether they have performed to the satisfaction, or like what kind of things human life desire or want to have, so that we all have, or each one of us have, a purposeful, satisfied human life. We all come here for certain period, for a limited period, maybe 60, 50, 70, 80, 90, 100 years of life. We each one of us have here. And if we are all living in a state of fear, or in a kind of fear psychosis that we are going through in the last 15, 16, 17 months, I don't know what kind of quality of life we are going to have. But let me come to my book, second book, Divorce Negatives. Anyone can have, I will give the details of in the description of box also, how to buy this book or how to get this book. But at the same time, let me narrate, or let me produce here some of the important lines that will give you an idea like what I'm talking about in this book. One thing I will again like to emphasize here, that if you watch my videos of 12th of July, 30th of August, and 25th of October, you will all have a kind of righteous thinking. You will all have a kind of rightful thinking, a correct way of thinking so far as tackling COVID-19 or Corona is concerned. You will learn to live with it, or you will learn to fight it. But whatever it is, you will be successful. We will all be on top of COVID-19 and Corona. But my request to each one of you is that please listen to the videos that I have posted on 12th of July, 30th of August, and 25th of October. Now to come to the topic, Divorce Negatives, my second book. Let me quote you one paragraph out of it, which says, or which speaks like this: from the cradle to the grave, the importance of the home is always there. It is here that we try to learn and unfold every bit of our life. It gives us everything that we require or desire to have to lead a life full of quantity and quality. From our grandparents to grandchildren, we try to relive our lives, seeking our pleasures and sharing our sorrows through the times. Even in the midst of the most extreme moments, favourable or unfavourable, we do not wish to be dead, and rather want to live ever and ever forever. The next important paragraph that I am going to read for you all is, right since my childhood, I am carrying a belief that each one of us living here on the earth comes or carries some purpose of life. I hope I am not wrong and am able to carry it to the last breath of my life. That encourages me to not consider any individual disrespectfully and take him or her not only seriously but also evince proper interest to encourage achieving more and more in his or her life. I think that is what we try to address through our individual or corporate social responsibility and inclusive growth. In the third paragraph, or the third important paragraph, there are 6 chapters in the book. Each chapter talks about various things, many important things of our life, human life. It runs into almost 200 pages. Now the third paragraph, important paragraph, from maybe I'm not quoting you which chapter they all come in, but they are coming in different chapters. Freshness and intensity in the beginning of a job or relationship endear us to people around. We will carry ourselves to the fruition of our general endeavors if we are able to not only maintain but rather reinforce it during course of our journey into that job or relationship. How do we do that? Inside each one of us, there is an invisible thing called a filter, and we need to discover and activate that. The fourth paragraph, important one. The Almighty has provided us with 2 ears and 1 mouth. It means we should think twice before we speak, or speak less and listen more. Less said is always better than saying too much. That leaves the audience with unsaturated hunger or desire and too many options to ponder over. This will inculcate in us a sense of accountability that will not only allow us to perform our duties judiciously, but also vest in us the much needed right to ask for a more purposeful well-being. Now the fourth paragraph that I am going to narrate for you. It is a very important paragraph. It talks about personality, what kind of personality we should have, or what do we mean by personality. It is personality that defines a person. Personality is called a man or a woman, or else we are just like an unknown vegetating creature that does not even know the purpose of its living. It was personality that came to be known and earned celebrity status the world over, which we are condemned to servilely remember even today. This world is full of such personalities even now, and naming a few will only leave too many to be desired. Such kind of celebrated and exclusive personalities is possible today, also provided that we are responsible, cooperative, impulsive, and chastely industrious. I hope you agree what I'm telling or what I'm saying so far. Now the next one, love and to be loved is what we die for. We grow up for the same. To be living with love is another great achievement in our life. In love alone, we do not come across any boundary. It enables us to live a complete and fruitful life. It teaches us great lessons of life that we otherwise may not be able to learn at all. It gives us shocks and aftershocks as well. It gives us earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanoes and whatnot, but they are all full of lively juices and pleasures that we long for or die for. I hope you agree. Love is the elixir of our life. Now, as a human being, there are 2 genders, male and female. We are living in a male-dominated society or a patriarchal society, or we are living in a patriarchy, but it doesn't mean that females are less important, women are less important. They are equally important to the survival of the mankind, to the success of the mankind. Next paragraph is another important one. Women are an all-important co-passenger that provides freshness in our human lives. Without them, I think this world has no meaning. They are the elixir, rather the world itself, for a number of individuals and families. The most beautiful aspect of their life is they don't carry anything to their next birth or life. They pay back their debts to the Mother Earth by giving birth and fulfill their debt burden. If we follow closely and properly, we are taught a number of lessons out of their existence. As males, we do not have this facility to pay back the debts that we owe to our Mother Earth. I hope you agree, friends. Women don't carry anything to the next life or next birth. They pay back the debts that they owe to the Mother Earth by giving birth, by continuing the humanity by continuing the mankind, or by being one of the important, you know, chain for continuing the humanity or the mankind. The centuries or centuries, centuries after centuries, the humanity or the mankind is continuing, whether bad, good, troublesome, favorable, fearsome, courageous, or whatever. Difficult times, favorable times, easy times, whatever. But they have been one of the very active, factor for the success of the mankind. Now, friends, as I was telling you, that because the title of the book is Divorce Negatives, definitely it talks about divorcing negatives of life. How should we divorce the negatives of our life so that we have only positives? We are able to lead a positive life, successful life, a happy life, a satisfied life. Now, because divorce comes, the definitely for the divorce to be mentioned, marriage is another important subject or topic or word. Without marriage, there is no divorce. But instead of divorcing our partners, we should continue to be married to our partners. The next paragraph talks about marriage. Marriage is what we all aspire and long for, long to go through. Rather we wait patiently or impatiently for it to happen in our respective lives. It gives us license to love and be loved. It gives us license to do whatever we want to in the name of love. It has immense capacity and potential to change the trajectory of our respective lives. It gives a new look and purpose to our lives. It can turn us into everything from nothing, depending upon how we look at it. Marriage is what makes a man and a woman a woman. I hope you agree, friends. There is another important paragraph on the same word, marriage. Marriage is the best of all lessons and consists of all proven theories. Management, economic, political, social, administrative, educational, psychological, whatever you name, all kind of lessons you can have out of marriage. All management jargons and lessons you can learn from it. It teaches free of cost, that too free of cost. It teaches us how to live and work as a cohesive unit. It teaches us how to surrender and sacrifice for each other and be winning always. It teaches us how much and what to expect and allow our respective life partner to expect from us. It teaches us how well to share our belongings, plenty or inadequate. It helps us to create a world of our own. Life is sweet and better always. Life is always sweet and better in twos, not in ones. Particularly during this COVID-19 times or Corona times, it is always good to be together to fight the crisis, because alone we are destined to lose everything. We are destined to lose not only our lives, but everything, whatever belongings we have, whatever things we have accumulated so far. If sometimes I don't know whether each one of us or whether you have a kind of focus on this topic or not, or this thinking or not, this thought or not, that this humanity or the mankind is continuing for centuries. But have we come across times like this, like what we are having today, COVID-19 times or Corona times? How the humanity is going to continue or survive? Did we have anything like this? No, not at all. This is a kind of unique experience we are having, not heard, unheard of so far, unseen so far. And how do we tackle the current time? It will show the way for the coming centuries or coming generations for the coming centuries, that come what may, whatever be the cost, whatever be the situation, whatever be the troublesome times, whatever be the difficulties ahead of us, we must come on top of this time, COVID-19 time or Corona time, and we must come successful. We must be victorious against it, so that we help coming generations to learn something out of us. Friend, let me complete this topic today, discussion today, by mentioning another couple of paragraphs from the book. The next one is, in this picturesque world created by the God Almighty or Him, every creation, whether natural or unnatural, is liked or disliked according to its merits or demerits, its usefulness or harmfulness, fondness or hatefulness for someone or something, is the very reason for the increase or decrease in one's or its relative importance. Both kind of creations can be identified and separated from one another. with the help of their respective characteristics, with the help of their respective qualities, both force us to feel their presence. I hope you agree, friends. Every paragraph, if I tell you the book runs in 200 pages, these are some of the paragraphs. But if I seriously, sincerely tell you every paragraph of every chapter, there are total 6 chapters in this book. Every paragraph of every chapter is unique and conveys a kind of purposeful message that can help us in tackling COVID-19 or Corona. Next one is, just to listen or hear what I am going to say. The theory of supply and demand works everywhere, not only in economics. Like it is said that for a market to sustain healthy and durable, there has to be a seller and a buyer, and both must take care of each other for the market to sustain forever. Similarly, if we know the mechanism of matching expectations, then we shall be the extremely successful people. How much should we expect from others, and how much should we encourage others to expect from us? I hope you agree, friends. Seller and buyer. For a market to complete, there has to be a buyer, there has to be a seller, there has to be a producer, there has to be a user, there has to be a consumer, and there has to be a businessman, salesperson. But if both do not take care of each other, the market is not going to sustain for long, and this is what we are experiencing today. The next one, another important one, I think this should be the most important of the paragraph that I am discussing today with each one of you. Please be self, be married. Married means please always be together, because when you are together, you are powerful, you have a strength, you have a potential to fight anything. There is a saying, union is a strength, and union means living together. That is why I am writing, please be self, be married. This solves many of our problems. Be means, what does it mean? B-E-B. In my opinion, this word is the most important word in the English dictionary or vocabulary. B-E. B means basics and E means ethics. Basics and ethics. Whatever we do, we must bear in mind the basics and ethics of it. In the current times of unpredictable moments and outcomes like COVID-19 and Corona, these 2 words will help guide us out of all our hardships or troubles that we are facing. Basics will enable us to have our roots firmly grounded, and ethics will enable us to have good and sustainable long-term growth. BEB is the best winning combination for anything and everything. I hope, friends, you will agree with what I have discussed today. I will not take too much of time, but if you go through my book Divorce Negatives, it is available on Amazon.in. The publisher is Process Publishers. They have office in New Delhi. They have a website also. Otherwise, you can buy online. It is available in some of the offline stores, bookstores also. But if you go through the book, if you go through seriously, sincerely through the lines or through the paragraph, through the discussions that I have discussed in this book, each one of us will get ideas to not only fight our issues, problems on daily basis, but it gives us a strength to fight COVID-19 or Corona also. I hope it serves its purpose and you have interest sufficient enough to go and buy a copy of the book so that you help yourself in fighting the current unpredictable, hardly extremely troublesome time of COVID-19 and coronavirus. With these lines, friends, I will like to conclude the discussion with a very big thank you to each one of you, and a request again that please like, share and subscribe my channel. Whatever I'm discussing, please like, please share and subscribe to my YouTube channel also, so that it goes or it reaches to the maximum number of people or audience and each one gets benefited out of it. Thank you, friends. Thanks again.